He's Happy Valentine's Day. There's no level of wow I can't even put under it. And he's paying for this service. I know for a fact. I just got tossed in there. An old-fashioned snail mail. All right, we'll be a little personal. What's wrong with a drop note? You know? And if you're lazy like me, they call it send-out cards. It does all the work for you. What are those, 15 cents a piece or something? Because they're not expecting big numbers. They want you to send it in bulk. They're not expecting low numbers, so it's not that expensive on the far end. I use the cheapest envelopes from CVS. I use a single page. I write it in felt. I Xerox it and send it out multiple times. You know why? Because a Sharpie on white paper Xerox looks like a Sharpie on plain white paper. Handwritten notes still work. Keep it simple. There's nothing here that anybody in the room can't do with the sphere of influence you already have. On any level, for any business or any service, and they all work, and they will all produce. That is the end of it. That is my whole 50% on sphere of influence. Now let's move on to the bigger question. Lee, how do I get more buyers and more sellers? That is the million-dollar question as I check my time. Can that really be the time? Sure. All right, let's get to it. I know we started late. All right, how do I get more buyers and sellers? You date them. You don't believe me? You date them. They don't know you. It's a blind date. They don't. No matter what system I come up with, no matter the approach I've come up with, it's a blind date. That first time you meet somebody in a cold start situation, there is no difference. Why do I pick a blind date? You've all kind of done a blind date. Everybody's been through this. They don't know you. It's a feel out, right? The buyer or seller gives you their contact information if it goes well, and believe it or not, here's the psychology, you have 90 seconds from the first time you meet somebody. Most of you made up your mind about me, no matter what it was I was going to say, in the first 90 seconds of what I was talking about. Wow, that's tough. I don't really warm up for about the first 30, but that's reality. You have 90 seconds. So why does door knocking fail so all the time? 90 seconds? You don't even get 90 seconds. No, I'm not interested. Click buy. Doesn't matter that you're a good person. You're not getting the time necessary. So you move from the blind date to an actual date, right? So they've given you their information. They're allowing you to follow up with them after you talk to them the first time. Yeah, drop me a line. Maybe I'll be interested in the next 30, 90 days, whatever. Follow up. You reinforce the message. Well, since none of us are following up with our past clients consistently, we're already dead on the new food chain. So where do I see even the problem with my own coaching students? They create all these leads from the way I like to do marketing, and they don't follow up. It makes me crazy every day. Engagement. So you work with them, you follow up with them, everything's great. Now they're engaged to you. They're committed. They're out looking. They're out buying. They're out shopping. They're out selling. They're there, right? They're referring people to you at this point. They love you. You're engaged. It's for real. It's love, right? You are their go-to person. You are their expert, in fact, which leads to the marriage. They actually sign a contract. You get paid money. And in my opinion, the highest service level point, you can't go far enough at this point to imprint yourself on your client. I don't care if it's a buyer or a seller, because you're going to have children next. And I mean that literally. If you don't have clients bringing new clients to you, there is something dramatically wrong with your service that you're providing. You should be doing your job so well that they're just constantly bringing it, or as Seth would refer to it as intravenous marketing. I don't know if I agree with that terminology. It seems very aggressive in the world of Seth Godin, but for those that read, it's called intravenous, right? Your clients bring new clients. They are the offspring of what you have done. Everybody agree that this is the way it should be? All right, which really means, how do I get a blind date, right? All right, it's knowing the difference. Sorry, I'm going to slide ahead. It's the niche. Everybody in this room has to make a decision if you want more listings or more buyers. You have to commit to a topic in this market. You do. And that's my opinion. If you're going to work with buyers or renters or commercial or development or sellers or expireds or cancels or probate or something, be the master of one thing. Oh, I'm sure you guys have read that book, right? One thing, well, period, blah, blah book. Right. This is the truth about real estate. We're all over the place, right? And that's the problem with the way people teach. You should be doing a lot of different things for your marketing. No, you shouldn't. You should be doing one thing that works and repeating it over and over and over again, getting the same result. Got it? I personally, people ask me all the time, we'll get to it. I like default properties. Shortest line in the park. There's one thing I know about real estate that will forever happen. People will not pay on their houses. And I know statistically, once they stop paying, they will never stop paying. They won't pay again. They just won't. They don't. But Lee, that's a short sale. 50% in Orange County have equity, and they're walking away from equity. Every time I hear about an REO sale, I shrug. That's another 50 sales somebody didn't get. Why? I'm afraid of the short sale. Let's call it like I see it. It's being afraid of something that doesn't even exist. There are mitigators now, for goodness sakes. There are people who will handle this. Well, I can't because of my broker. Your broker's in the Stone Age and clearly doesn't care about making money. Okay? There is nobody at these houses. Nobody. I interview when I go to the door because my marketer is more prevalent than anything else with me. So I interview people who miss payments. Well, have you talked to other realtors? No, I haven't seen it. You're the first one in 6 months. Yeah, kind of knew that. It works so well for me that for me to get the 36 to 40 properties I need every 2 weeks, I go out once every couple of weeks. And I only require 40 properties. I'm going to show you that method in a second. The truth of that marketing approach, 40 people with an NMTS, I only need 3 cities. I used to live in Oceanside. I just recently moved back up here to Southern California. But I would do Oceanside, Vista, San Marcos. There was never a month that I didn't have 40 to 50 names. Never. But Lee, you went to that house before. They didn't commit. They didn't sign a contract. They didn't sell it to me. I'm going back. I'm doing my marketing approach again. Until they hire you or tell you to go away, what's wrong? Like, we'll knock doors relentlessly. But when you do like something marketing-wise, we stop. We did it once. It didn't get a result. I'm not doing it again. How do you know they didn't get it? How do you know they didn't get the basket of fruit? How do you know they didn't get the marketing piece? How do you know they didn't get the postcard? You don't. Do it again. And then do it again. Post office tries 3 times in a row. Why can't you? That is how it should be with all marketing approaches. So pick one. I'm not here to do life decisions with everybody. I'm here to help you guys get more business. My advice, pick the shortest line in the park. All right, so let's talk about advertising versus marketing versus redirectional marketing. True advertising is any broadcasted message. Everybody know the difference? We talked about this earlier. Marketing is a message directed at a data source or targeted group. So if we know who has to buy or who has to sell, we can create marketing directly towards their need. You are recently divorced. Congratulations. I've done it twice myself. Good at it. Those are all my running jokes about it. I'm getting ready to do it again. So talking to a divorced person, I know what they're going to be thinking about. State of California, 50%, gotta liquidate, right? It's obtainable, purchasable property. I just need to create a message for them, right? That's marketing. Redirectional marketing goes one step further. And yes, I'm working on the book. It'll be done by the end of May, I think. Depends on my schedule and how much I speak this. So redirectional marketing is a completely different principle. I think the game is so rigged right now. I think, and nobody likes this word, I think you have to intercept them before they go online or talk to anybody else. If you truly believe in your service, if you truly believe in what you do, down to your core, down to your toes, I am that person. Then you need to be the expert in their life. You are their soulmate. We're back to dating again. You are their soulmate, right? You need to get in front of them. You are doing them a disservice to talk to anybody else, and that's your attitude, and that's how it should be. They need to talk to me. Redirectional marketing, we're going one step further. I'm taking the expert directly to them. So, for those, here's the quick refresher. Door knocking, cold calling, mailers. My mailer slide is gone. Door hangers, ads, bus benches, television, advertising. Let's put one more layer on it. Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor.com, and Redfin. That's what's blocking you right now. Redirectional marketing is different than what I'm about to show you. This is a river. The best analogy I've come up with. Because trust me, nobody's ever come up with this concept. I actually sat down for a long time for this next slide before I show you how it actually works. Imagine a river. The fish within that river are your buyers and sellers. I need a voiceover. No. Kevin Spacey or something. Needs like that really demand. Imagine a river. Those fish are your buyers and your sellers. In the old days, you just pitch a tent down at the end of the river and you'd wait for them, right? That's all you did. You just waited for them to show up. They'll be here. They'll get here. I'll just wait. All right. The other realtors are on the side of the shore, doing their thing. They're knocking in their cold calling and their whatevering, right? And then Zillow and Trulia show up in 2010 and put a dam in front of the thing. People ask me, well, is the market down? Are the lists? No, they're not. The game's rigged. This is the most solid representation of the current market that I can make. This is the game. And you are on the other side looking in. Redirectional marketing, I'm just going to build a new channel and just sort of help the fish go right around it and park right with me. Sounds crazy, right? Like lightning in a bottle. When I tell you how it's done, you're going to hit yourself because it's not hard. It's not. Hardest thing is not getting face-to-face. Hardest thing is learning how to forget everything you've been taught and keep it simple. Because we've been making it complicated, more. No. Simple. Keep it simple. There are 6 rules. Please write these down and then so you guys know. All right? Rule number 1, go where they ain't. I didn't write this rule. This rule is the oldest rule of marketing. If I stand in the shortest line, it does not mean that Space Mountain is any less good than Cars Land. It just means I showed up and there was no line. I'm still getting the e-ticket thrill. There are people in this room that have to take that. There are a couple, which to me was slightly amusing for a split second. There are a couple jokes I did about some TV shows once and I went, wrong room. And it was all a younger room. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even have reruns of this stuff I want. All right. Make the homeowner call you. You will have a higher level of credibility and service every time a client calls you. Message to marketing. If you are going to be an expert with buyers, then you better know all there is to know about that market, the school districts, the et cetera, the et cetera. Doesn't matter if it's divorce, doesn't matter if it's probate, doesn't matter if it's expired, doesn't matter if it's canceled. We all know what an expired cares about. They want that pie in the sky price. That's why it's canceled or expired. They overpriced it. Your job is to bring them back down to earth. Why do I like people who miss payments? They don't care. Clearly, they don't care. It's cheap too. Duplicate, replicate, and predictable outcomes. Or, I will translate, do one thing really well, do it again and again and again and again and again, get the same outcomes. My prototypical coaching student gets averages 20 listings per month. She closes 20% of her deals every month. In Scottsdale, if you do the math on that one in your head, it's a couple. There's 2 of them. Scottsdale is about as good as you guys, maybe even a little bit better. So you're looking at 2 to 4 closings per month while maintaining 20 listings. That is the most prototypical model on the planet. How much work do they put in? A couple of hours on Monday, a couple of hours on Tuesday, right? One thing over and over and over, replicated. Last but not least, work less, get paid more. When I came up with this, was based on my work ethic. I do still go put marketing out. I don't like it. It is a necessary evil if I want to get a deal every month. It is. They're not going to come to me. Nobody's all fired up to give my listing that should go to a realtor, to an investor who's just looking to buy it at the cheapest possible dollar. Nobody is. I'm the last person they should want to see. But if I go in front of all of you to the front of the line, get one of those fast pass jobbies, just skip right to the front of the line, they don't even know about you. There's no other experts around. It's just me. I'm standing at the front of the line, and I get to sit in the first seat of the first car. I get my choice. Why? Because I'm in front of all of you. And it's because I applied these rules. Really simple stuff. You got it? So here's how it works. What? Oh, build lasting relationships. Yeah, it's a new one. That's me trying to be warm and fuzzy again. I was probably having a good... I'll edit that on the... Just skip it. I'll just go right to build lasting relationships. Everything is a relationship model. Everything in regards to marketing and face-to-face is a relationship. I just added that one. Doesn't look like I just built this slide set. How you guys doing? That's a lot of stuff. I'm kind of disrupting the way you do business. All right. So here's how it works. This is the model. It's data to marketing piece, response, face-to-face, follow-up that leads to the listing or the referral. The listing and the referral. That's the bottom of the funnel. Pick a niche. Use a redirectional marketing piece, aka the monster. I will show it to you in a moment. It works. Feel free to come up with your own. Use automated systems to capture your appointments. The number one reason why you are not turning face-to-face, the phone call leads into face-to-face, you're not using a call center. It's too expensive. It's $60. It's the best $60 you will spend is having a call center. I could do an hour on the importance of a call center for every reason on the planet. Remember the 3 V's. V number 1, value to you, valuing your message and delivery, and valuing your client. If you maintain those 3 V's when you have gotten the phone call to go over and meet them, that they have value, you have value, what you're bringing them is got value, you are more than likely going to be able to create a relationship, and a good one. Then follow up. Mathematically, you're going to have to talk to them minimum of 5 times before they commit to a contract as a buyer or seller. They're going to have to look at a minimum of 5 houses. They're going to hoof and haw at least 5 times before they list their house with you. Big, big, big. All right, so here's how it works. We're going to identify, we're going to stick the marketing piece into place, we're going to get the phone call. This is the question that you had brought up. That's why that slide is in. You guys just want to know how to get face-to-face. And here's how it works, and here's how effective it is before I show you. I only pick 36 names, and at 15 cents a name, it doesn't get any cheaper than that. I already know who has to sell, right? So if I compare door knocking, cold callers, mailers, news scripts, doesn't matter. Everything you've ever heard of compared to my approach on 36 names, okay? First of all, you have an open rate. Everything has an open rate. A door has an open rate. A mailer has an open rate. Everything has an open rate. I'm going to get you to invest in my philosophies right here. Mailers actually have one of the highest open rates, 46. They do. I round it up to 50 to even be polite. Half of mail actually gets looked at, believe it or not.